Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and I'm making this video as a companion video to my article, How Gun Enthusiasts Got Second Amendment Tunnel Vision. Now, in this article, I make the argument that the gun enthusiasts who say that guns protect against tyranny have gotten an absolute case of tunnel vision, where they hyper-focus on Second Amendment rights while disregarding the loss of their other rights. In effect, they use their right to bear arms as a barometer for their overall freedom. Thus, they miss the fact that they may be able to keep their guns, but their other rights are being contracted as they speak. I make a poem, in fact, based upon the old poem by the World War II era Martin Niemöller. I'm absolutely certain I'm mangling this name, but he made the famous First They Came for the Jews poem. I'm not making any sort of false equivalence between any sort of gun issues and the Holocaust. I'm just using the format of the poem because it fits very well. First, they attacked democracy by giving wealthy individuals and corporations the ability to legally bribe politicians. And I did nothing because my guns protected my rights and repelled tyranny. Then, they shredded the Eighth Amendment by instituting a torture program on suspected terrorists and using non-touch torture on American whistleblower Bradley Manning. And I did nothing because my guns protected my rights and repelled tyranny. Then, they attacked my Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment rights by claiming the power to collect all of my digital information without probable cause, indefinitely detain me if I am suspected of terrorism, and even extrajudicially execute me via drone strike if I am suspected of terrorism while traveling outside of the United States. And I did nothing because my guns protected my rights and repelled tyranny. Then, they violated the First Amendment by spying upon and attempting to intimidate the media into not reporting on things which the government doesn't like known. And I did nothing because my guns protected my rights and repelled tyranny. Now, I live in a country where my government is controlled by wealthy interest groups. Everybody is spied upon. The media is cowed into submission. And my First, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and Eighth Amendment protections have been curtailed. But I still have my rights, and I'm glad that it has prevented... I mangled that last verse. But I still have my gun, and I'm glad that it has prevented my government from overreaching and becoming tyrannical. Now, we can have arguments all day about the validity of the Second Amendment or recent interpretations or the ability of people to carry and whether or not that poses a danger to public safety. I'm not having that debate in this particular video. All I'm saying is anyone who says guns prevent tyranny is full of shit. We have what amounts to a very, very repressive government right now. They have done some truly horrible things. And we still have huge numbers of guns in the country. One would think, if these gun enthusiasts were correct, the mere presence of these 80 guns per 100 people would prevent the government from becoming tyrannical. In reality, guns don't prevent tyranny. Yes, it is possible for a few extremists to take potshots at politicians with those guns. But that does not protect against tyranny. That's domestic terrorism. The real vehicle for preventing government from becoming tyrannical is the voting booth. Doesn't matter how many guns you have. You need to vote for politicians who will represent your interests, because an armed revolution is not the way to prevent the government from infringing on rights. Trying to threaten the government, which has nuclear bombs, all sorts of insane missiles, drones, satellites, and every weapon you can possibly imagine, is not going to work. They have an overwhelming amount of weaponry that your AR-15 is never going to be able to match. The thing that you can do to control them is you can vote and you can make your will known. Organize, gather people together, say, okay, we're all going to vote for this one person. Start a movement. Don't think that your guns protect you from the government becoming tyrannical. They don't. And if you do fall into this fallacy of logic, you're going to end up cradling your guns and hyper-focusing on it to the point where you don't even see that your other rights are being taken from you. Your gun is a distraction, and, well, it's giving you tunnel vision. Thank you. This has been the Progressive Cynic.